Senator Tom Cotton says survivors of 1st September boat strike were not incapacitated. So I'm sure you've heard, I was sure that you were aware of the FIFA medal, so I'm not going to assume things anymore. Have you heard about this second tap strike thing?
I did. I was actually I was in the gym watching it on Fox News while I was on the treadmill.
Fox News actually covered it?
The double tap? They were fucking celebrating it.
Yeah. I could see that.
They were celebrating it, then Asmongold took the coverage and talked about it on his channel, and he was celebrating it.
Is Asmongold the one that, like, brags about not brushing his teeth to the point where his gums are all bloody?
Yes.
Okay. Imagine that being the thing that you're known for.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah. So I do want to address some of the discourse that's been springing up around this. I've seen a lot of people being like, it's not a war crime, it's straight up murder. And yes, I get that.
But it's also still a war crime.
I mean, but there's no war, so it's not a war crime, it's just murder. But the thing is, like, even if that is technically true, I feel like the reason we're focusing on it being a war crime is because that's actually worse than murder. That is like, we are in a situation where society has agreed that it is acceptable for people to have guns and shoot at each other with the intention of killing the other ones. And even for that situation, you did something really fucked up.
Yeah.
Because, like, ordinarily, you give a bunch of people guns and tell them to shoot each other. They're either going to say no, or a bunch of people are going to get arrested. But if you do the same thing after your country declares war on the other people's country, then suddenly it's socially acceptable to just straight up murder people. Like, I would say that war is murder. But, yeah, no, to call it a war crime is to say that, like, this is something that even when we have agreed that this really heinous and immoral activity is okay, it's still beyond the pale. So, yeah, not technically a war crime because there's no war. That doesn't make it better. It's still fucking bad. It doesn't atrocious.
It doesn't make it better at all. It might even make it a little worse because now you have even fewer excuses for doing it.
But yet, no, I don't know. It's hard to. I'm having difficulty articulating my thoughts on this. I feel like it's okay to call it a war crime because that emphasizes just how heinous and immoral it is.
I think Reddit has poisoned people's brains. Like, and I'm not saying that as in just like Reddit, the website, is bad. It's not. But there's a type of discourse that always boils down to semantics instead of like actual content that seems to come from places like Twitter and Reddit and places like that where they'll just be like, you didn't use the most accurate word you could have used. Now I'm angry. That feels like that. But like when I say the word war crime, yeah, maybe on some weird technicality, it's not technically a super duper war crime. Maybe, sure, what the fuck ever. The broader point of why we're using the word is that this is what it describes. This is a feeling it describes.
Yeah. But anyway, the thing that Tom Cotton said that everybody's kind of latching on to is that he was like, oh, they were trying to flip the boat over so that they could carry on in the fight.
The fight against who?
Against the United States.
They were just a fucking boat at that point, though. Who were they fighting? Who was the combatant?
No, it was a capsized boat.
Yeah.
So they were trying to flip over the capsized boat so that they could continue the fight, not just because when you're in a boat that capsizes, that's the thing that you do to not die.
Still,
like, have you ever been canoeing or kayaking?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever capsized your canoe or kayak?
Nope.
No? Oh, really? That's like one of the first thing you do when you're a kid in a canoe.
So I was
that fucker over.
Right, but I was in a canoe with other people with an instructor at a camp.
That makes it more fun. I was too. If you can get the instructor wet, you win.
Oh my god. We are different people, I can tell.
But that's camp, though. How can you be canoeing at a camp and not capsize your canoe? You
By not
missed
doing
out
it?
as a child. You missed out as a child.
I don't think I did.
Anyway, okay. Hypothetically, let's say you're in your canoe.
All right, Shapiro. Hypothetically, for the sake of argument, you're in a canoe.
I'm rescinding that peace prize.
Okay. I agree.
Thank you for the hat, clueless expert. So yeah, you're in your canoe. It flips over. What's the first thing you do?
Try to flip it back over.
No, you stand up because it was shallow water.
All right. I'd like you to cease. You omitted information so as to do a gotcha. I do not rescind my Shapiro moniker now. If we're going to use Daily Wire tactics...
I can't be Shapiro. I got wet.
No, Shapiro gets wet all the time. It's his wife that's up for
I got the instructor wet.
Yeah, his wife was the instructor about how vaginas work to him. I'd say she was a poor instructor, but that family makes a lot of money.
Why do they make a lot of money?
Because they have a media empire.
Seriously, we could make so much money if we just turned into bad guys.
I feel like we couldn't, actually. So, like, I feel like we could in a world where there were not so many grifters doing the same thing.
But there's always space in the grift.
Yeah, but okay, so I was doing a video response to a dude named Words of Paradise who started out as a Magic the Gathering channel and then became an anti-woke politics channel because of something trans people. And he had the exact same setup as the Quartering. Like, everything of his was set up to mirror that person's journey and everything. Because that's what Quartering did. Quartering started out as a Magic the Gathering channel, got banned for sexually harassing a cosplayer at Magic events. So he got banned from all future Magic events and then transitioned into anti-woke politics. That was his journey. So watching a small creator at, like, the fucking 2,000 subscriber size trying to mirror the exact journey that Jeremy went through, I'm like, I feel like if we did that, that would be us.
But did he piss himself in the basement?
That's for a later chapter. You have to get mad that your wife got
That's a key part of the journey.
You have to get mad that you have to get mad that your wife got pizza without you first. And then, like, once you get to that point, I mean, you have to know the touch of a woman.
I like the touch of a woman. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I feel like we have a better starting point because part of turning right is turning Christian. So we both have the atheist to Christian thing as well as the lefty to righty thing.
I was spending my time bashing in the heads of family members with a ball-peen hammer and lusting after children, but now God has fixed me.
I was not going to bring them into this. But yeah, no, you could do the circuit of, like, interviews with the Christian YouTube channels, and then you start giving talks and charging for it.
Yeah.
And, like, there aren't a lot of legit atheist to Christian conversions where, like, there is actual evidence of the person being an atheist. It's all like J. Warner Wallace, or trust me, bro, I was totally an atheist back in the time before the internet. You know, and in a way that my story doesn't match up timeline-wise with publicly available information.
I was an atheist in my heart, actually, because I was part of a different congregation of...
Like, yeah, no, so many of the atheist to Christian stories, when you dig into them, it's like, oh, you just went for your first altar call when you were 12, and you call your life before that your atheist phase. Okay, that's not really...
I was an atheist for 12 years.
But, like, we both have enough of a YouTube history where it's like, you can see that I was a staunch atheist by just looking at these videos that I had. And now I'm a believer. I finally saw the Kalam cosmological argument with my heart instead of with my brain.
Man, it's wild to me that Milo Indianapolis still exists. Because he's doing that grift right now, where he's like, now he's a Christian, now he's not gay, and he's making the claims of, like, well, nobody's actually gay. Like, there's no such thing as a person being gay. It's wild.
I'm not gay. I just like to suck the occasional dick.
I'm not gay. I just like sucking dick. I don't know why I made
lollipop.
I don't know why I changed the nationality of Milo, but, you know.
Well, who cares?
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Blitzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagittarius, you know I'm not saying that last part, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.